Freshmen, let's go over the first half of the slideshow today. So we're looking at really how this is actually unhealthy relationships. So just a thought: a person who is raped is usually attacked by a stranger. That is not true. It is normally somebody that we actually know or the family knows. So let's talk about violence in dating relationships. So first of all, dating violence is a pattern. Again, pattern is the key word. You may want to circle that. Pattern of physical, emotional, or sexual abuse, and that usually occurs. Well, it does occur in a dating relationship. So there are three different types of abuse that we see. Physical abuse actually shows scars. You can see there with the picture of the lady with her eye here. Emotional abuse. Emotional abuse is basically one of the hardest because it's so internal and people don't see it and they learn to cover it up very well. And then sexual abuse obviously is kind of an in between physical and sexual because it's a lot of emotional that goes there. And basically, a lot of times, what happens if they threaten to tell anybody, they threaten to kill them or do harm to them. So let's look at physical abuse. Intentionally is the key word here, causing physical harm to another person. So they're doing it on purpose. It's not like an accident, they are doing it on purpose. A person that has frequent bruises may say things like this, like I tripped down the steps or I walked into a door. They're going to make excuses because they do not want to have to, they don't want to let anybody know because they probably have been threatened by the person that has abused them. When we talk about emotional abuse, it's constantly hearing negative statements like, you're never do anything right. Without me, you're nothing. It's constantly being negative to that person. And they start to believe that. The problem with emotional abuse is it doesn't leave any outward sign, no bruises, no um, scars, anything like that. It's just inward, it leaves big time scars. And we're going to talk about sexual abuse. And the key word here is forces. When one person forces another to engage in unwanted sexual behavior, happens a lot more than what we think. So we're going to skip the writing prompt. Let's talk about physical attraction and dating. We talked about infatuation. In fact, you had to fill that out on your paper. And basically, what that is it's having those feelings of intense attraction to another person. It is normal and healthy. However, if you become obsessed with that individual and know everything and every move they do, it can become a concern. So, this infatuation can actually be overwhelming at times. And you just need to understand that it is normal and keep it in check. From these intense feelings, you can be able to form close attachments later in your adult life. So this is an important step. So let's look at dating. Um, Dating is when you are attracted to someone, you want to spend more time with them. The things that you can learn by dating, you can learn someone's interests, you can learn about their personality, you can learn about their abilities and also their values. Like, what do they feel is important? Ways of dating: you can go out as a group, you can go out as a couple, or you can go out and steady date. Steady date is after a few dates, you as a couple decide that you want to be monogamous. You want to just hang out with each other only on a regular basis. There are drawbacks to this, though. So you obviously is going to limit your chances of meeting somebody else, and you may feel pressured then sexually, like making decisions sexually, like. So the main thing here is making sure that you're communicating before you get yourself into any situations that you're going to regret. And it may interfere with friendships. It happens all the time here in the high school where one of your best friends ends up with a guy, or a guy ends up with a girl. And when the crew wants to do something together, they don't want to because they're going to go with their significant other. And it ends up where eventually they don't even invite you because they think you're going to say no. Marriage as a teen. What are the challenges they face? Well, obviously, they're going to have limited job skills because they're not going to have the education that they need. Emotional maturity definitely is going to be lacking, loss of freedom, and shared activities with friends. So what's going to happen here is like homecoming. They're not going to be able to go to homecoming because they have a child, or they're going to have to find somebody that would watch it. If you have a parent that is supportive, you're okay, but many of them do not, and they lose their freedom. They can't just pack and go, or they can't go with their friends to certain places because they actually have an infant or a child. So, what are dating concerns? Actually, dating can be very stressful. The main thing with this is being honest with the other individual. It can cause stress and anxiety, and you want to make a good impression, so you try to be someone that you're truly not. That's not good. You need to be who you are. Um, then you worry about saying things wrong. And then also, what are the family's expectations or the other family's expectations? So, how do you make the dating experience less stressful? You need to be yourself. You need to communicate honestly. You need to learn to handle rejection. And then, last but not least, address your family concerns. So that is where we're going to stop. Next class period, what I will do is we'll talk about the risks of sexual intimacy. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. Have a great day.